What is going on, guys? So in today's video we are going to be addressing the missing digital rear view option in the 25th anniversary 2023 Sienna. That's our family minivan. We have the rear entertainment system equipped. However, I think Toyota really dropped the ball by not giving anybody with the option to install or equipped or allocated with the rear entertainment system the option of having a digital rear view camera. I went on Amazon and I got this. This is one of the top rated ones on Amazon. I'm not quite sure about how reliable it is, but it's a 3-channel system. It's actually a rear view camera slash dash camera.
Alright guys, so I ended up doing the DIY and filmed the whole thing. But what I also am going to do is I'm going to do a voiceover because there was no mic. There's a lot of wind noise. Now overall this is just a very quick unboxing. Really nothing to write home about, but very good packaging. You get your tri-camera system, you got your manual, power source, you got a 32 gig micro SD card, and 2 anti-glare films to reduce glare on the rear view dash camera. But overall, let's get this started. Alright, so first off, we are going to mount the Pormido dash cam system over the OEM rear view mirror. And in order to do so, we use the supplied rubber band brackets by the company found inside the box. And depending on your rear view dash camera or your rear view mirror design, you might need the longer ones or the shorter ones. For the Sienna, we had to use the longer brackets. And after everything is mounted in place, I have to go ahead and center everything off and make sure the rubber bands are not touching or applying pressure to the OEM homelink buttons on the OEM rear view mirror. And after a while, everything is all good. And from here you can see back-to-back comparison between the OEM rearview mirror versus the aftermarket rearview mirror slash dash camera. And the Pormido system is much thinner. But what Pormido recommends you do is go ahead and input everything, plug in everything, and make sure everything works. And here you can see the Pormido booted right up. And that gives me the freedom to go ahead and start routing the camera wires all the way back to get the rear view camera working.
We're gonna go all the way to the passenger side like that, and then back like that, and then all the way there. Excuse the Diono. And we are going to go to the rear, and then we're gonna go through.
So here I'm gonna show you guys how to go ahead and route the wire through the cabin, and just follow the yellow dotted line until you reach to the rear where you see the rear third brake light housing. What we're going to do is we are going to take this out. It's held up by basically, I believe, if I remember correctly, 5 tabs of 5 brackets. And in a few minutes I might go ahead and insert a freeze frame where I'm going to go ahead and number the brackets, as you can see from here. It's not that hard to take apart, but just take your time. Alright, now that the third brake light housing has been removed, we're going to attempt to remove this trim piece right here. And what I did was I just pulled downwards, and there are a few tabs that break apart, but again, take your time with it, and you can see it's pretty much hassle-free. And we are going to start our wiring from the front windshield all the way back to where the rear brake light housing is. So here's a closer look at how I did the wiring above the windshield. You could use a trim piece to slowly push or nudge in the wiring, but the trim piece right above here, the headliner, was a little bit more wider than usual, so I just used my fingers. But for the A-pillar piece, I actually had to use a trim piece tool to slightly nudge it in as well. You have to be careful here with the side current airbags. Here's where the controversy kind of starts, in which some people don't like to go this route. Maybe they like to take out the whole A-pillar housing or trim piece. But as long as you slowly pack it in, make it loose, I don't think there will be any problems in the foreseeable future. And from here, just continue along the top part and follow the yellow dotted lines, and continue on through the B pillars, slowly nudging in the wiring piece. The wire itself is not that bad in terms of thickness, but definitely at some points you definitely need some sort of trim piece to help you nudge it in, and wire it right alongside, down where the sliding doors are, and right to the back, and just keep working at it. I'm gonna go ahead and just full speed or fast forward this part and continue on with the last portion. This is overall not that hard. It wasn't that difficult. Again, just take your time. And overall, in terms of slack, the company gives you more than enough of wiring to reach all the way back. So if you even have a shorter car, the Sienna is about 204 inches long, but you definitely need more than that because you're going around in curves. And again, just follow up, working your way slowly. Some headliners have bigger gaps than the others, but again, it's pretty much self-explanatory once you get the hang of it. And I'm going to end the cabling right here and insert it right into that top panel piece. Alright, so we have about this much excess. It's a good amount. So we are going to fish this cable through right up here, through here, as you can see through here, and then pass this grommet and have the backup camera right over here, right dead smack in the center. So let's see how it goes. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and go through here like so. So it's gonna go up like that, go up through here, and you see the grommet moving. Let's see, before the rain comes in, let us get this going. You see this right here. Alright, let's see how it goes. It might be a little bit harder than I thought. This is pretty hard. It's not gonna be the easiest thing. Okay, so once this thing is finally through, I think this is one of the hardest parts of the job. Other than that, everything was easy going. But here's where I made my mistake. You can see that I'm applying some static film because my rear windshield is tinted. So I don't want 3M tape to be applying directly to the tint. So I'm using this as a guard. But what I made a mistake on was I put the rear camera in the wrong positioning. Here you see I'm putting it along with the glass, against the glass, same as my other rear view cameras back in the days. Alright, so far this is it. I'm not gonna go ahead and stick it on as of yet because we still have a lot of work to do. This is the wire to tap into the reverse lights. I just did a preliminary to see. I'm not gonna do it, but I routed it just in case I want it in the future, because our dash camera, our backup camera from from factory Toyota does not come with the guidelines. So I want to see, maybe test out the Pormido guidelines to see if it actually works. Alright, so here is where I put all the excess wiring. As you can tell, there's a ton left. So the company gives you a ton of slack, right? All you have to do is put everything back. But in terms of the correct placement of the rear view camera, here is what I meant. Instead of putting it against the rear view glass, you have to put it on the actual rear third brake light rear housing. So just use the 3M tape, it sticks on fine, and you should be good to go. Here I am just taking care of the front facing camera. It's also held on by double-sided tape. I found a good placement for our Sienna right there. And then for the in-cabin camera, I didn't have a chance to film it, but I placed it right above the top left-hand corner of the Pormido dash camera system. And for a quick tip, if you guys have windows tinted, the front windshield, basically go ahead and put some static film as I detailed before for the rear windshield, and you should be good to go. Alright guys, so here's everything all said and done, all finished. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, and once you start the car, it's gonna automatically put it into the rear view camera, electronic one. And there you go. You see the infrared lights around here. This is the in-cabin camera. This is the rear view camera. And I have the front view camera right here, right smack in the middle. A lot of wires right here I have to clean up. But I think that's going to be a job I'm going to tackle another day. Right now it's about 5 o'clock, so I'm already late. But pretty cool. It's pretty crisp, pretty clear. There's an in-cabin camera. Got a view of passenger, myself, the second row, and also the third row right there. Looks pretty neat. And you have the tri cameras right there. Install was pretty cool. It's decent. All right, and then right here is a rear view. And then once I put it into reverse, I don't have it spliced or tapped into the reverse lights, but if you put it into reverse, I should have some guidelines. The OEM infotainment system does not have guidelines. Well, under the limited and the platinum does, not the XSC, which the 25th anniversary is based off of. So I should tap it in and maybe get some guidelines, see if it works. But right now, I don't have anything as of yet. So overall, I think it's nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. And then once I put the rear entertainment system down, like that, right? On the regular, it's gonna go ahead and block my rear view, right? If the girls are in the back watching the rear entertainment system when they're forward facing. But with this, it shouldn't be any problems. And you could go ahead and kind of tap it, kind of adjust it. So it's pretty neat. I'm not quite sure how it's gonna handle long-term wise, but hopefully with the the mini USB connection, I could hopefully just have it all hot wired. I mean, all pre-wired. And if this fails, I could go ahead and get another one under warranty or go for a completely different system. But I mean, right now it looks pretty easy. It's easier because it's tap touchscreen versus going through a mini dash camera and you have to go ahead and click on multiple buttons, like for instance the N2 Pro, which is nice. It did a lot for me over the past few years, right? And I still use this on the Sienna as a backup, like before I install this. But you have to go through a lot of these buttons just to go ahead and tap, reset, right? Format SD cards and whatnot. But this is nice. This is also kind of discreet. This one has a ton of wires I have to go ahead and again hide. But again, this is very easy too. The tap screen it's not laggy at all. So these are just my initial impressions of it. So it's very responsive. All right, and I like it. I definitely do like it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just not happy with the wiring, the fact that we don't have auto dimming so far. If you could shut it off like that, it's not bad. You don't really need auto dimming because this is tinted in general. The rear windshield is tinted as well, so there's no glare at night. All right, they give you some anti-reflective, anti-glare screen protectors to go ahead and increase, but definitely try this before putting that on. I won't have the auto dimming mirrors from stock factory, so that's a bummer. But overall, it looks pretty OEM. It's very crisp. It's very clear. You go ahead and kind of just toggle through individual modes. Right there, you're talking to me, or you're recording. I'm recording me talking, and you have a tri-camera setup right there, and like that. So it automatically defaults to this. And there's a backup camera option if you hardwire it to your tail light and so forth. But again, stay tuned for my next video where I am going to try and hardwire everything and have parking mode and all that good stuff. So until next time, check it out. Take care.